Good morning, students. In this video, we will discuss construction of three-phase induction motor. Model number 5 concept common to all the branches. So, induction motor which converts electrical to mechanical. Working principle is Faraday's laws of automatic induction or mutual induction. Supply we are giving three-phase. That's why it is called as a three-phase induction motor, and also it is called as a rotating transformer. Right? Again, I'll compare with the transformer with induction motor. Transformer is having primary and secondary, but in the induction motor, primary is stator, secondary is rotor, right? So construction part same as a induction, same as a synchronous generator or alternator AC generator. So this one is AC motor, right? Induction motor is called as AC motor. So same thing will be there, but the working is different, right? So construction feature we'll see one by one. Stator is having in the stator part, and rotor rotational part of the machine. Again, I'm telling you, stator is a stationary part of the machine, rotor is a rotating part of the machine. Stator consisting of again slots or poles and field winding, not armature conductor. Armature conductor or rotor bar conductor in the rotor here. Okay. So stator is a stationary part of the machine, rotor is a rotating part of the machine. Stator consisting of poles and field winding, but rotor is consisting of rotor bars and then frames, everything, right? So see, this is a stator part, frame of the machine or outer cover of the machine, and also it avoids entering of dust particles, moisture contents inside the machine, and also provides low reluctance path, and also it provides escaping of magnetic flux. That is induction motor yoke. And next is poles or stator poles for holding the field winding. And the stator field winding, so what happens when supply is given to the stator, produces rotating magnetic field or flux inside the machine. And rotor is having rotor bar conductor. When bar conductor cuts the rotating magnetic field, induces a current, induces a EMF, experience a force. Alright. And there is a end rings present for holding the rotor bars, and shaft will be there for holding the overall rotor. For cooling purpose, and also mounting base will be there, and also fins will be present for cooling purpose, right? So stator is a stationary part of the machine, and it consisting of high grade silicon steel or cast iron. High grade silicon steel used to have because to reduce the hysteresis and eddy current losses. If it is lossless, definitely efficiency will be more, right? That's why we are preferring induction motor for 90% of industrial application, right? Only 10% we are preferring the DC motors and slip ring induction motors also. But here squirrel cage induction motor are using 90% of industrial applications because efficiency is more, and also high output. There is no complication in the designing, everything, and thickness of the sampling, like stampings, like in the stator slats or stator poles, 0.35 mm to 0.65 mm. The thickness of the lamination because to eliminate eddy current losses, not hysteresis losses. Hysteresis losses depends upon the volume. Eddy current loss depends upon the thickness of the stamping, thickness of the lamination. And synchronous speed, ns is equal to 120 f/p. Small size and large air gap is present in between stator and rotor. There is a small air gap. Okay, if it is large air gap, it becomes very difficult rotate the output side or mechanical output side. Squirrel cage induction motor rotor. So the rotors having bars looks like a cage, so cage like rotor, that's why it's called as a squirrel cage induction motor. Skewed rotor slats will be there to eliminate hummings, to eliminate harmonies, to eliminate interlocking or cogging cogging, and also it eliminates uh, vibrations or frictions and all. Rotor shaft for holding the oral rotor, end links is for holding the rotor bar conductors, ball bearing is for smooth operation and reliable operation. Okay, so phase wound rotor is this one. Okay, so it looks like a wound rotor, like a slip ring rotor or phase wound rotor. Slip rings are present, so that's why it's called a slip ring rotor, and the resistance are present for controlling the speed. But in the squirrel cage induction motor, we cannot control the speed, so by varying the resistance, but resistance are present, slip rings are present, but there is no slip rings, right? And this is for high speed application, 10% only we are using, but that is for low speed as well as 90% of induction motors are squirrel cage. See, windings are same as stator winding and rotor winding. Okay. Next, the principle and operation of induction motor. For the first figure, magnetic field is present, only rotating magnetic field present, conductors are present, but there is no flux cut, just we are keeping rotor bar conductor. Okay, just to consider. And rotating magnetic field is rotating like this. When bar conductor crosses the magnetic field, induces EMF in the bar conductor, that is circular magnetic field, right? Like this. So next one is magnetic field is present, there is an interaction or disturbance, or the conductor moves high flux density to low flux density in the complete path, that is 2 pi, the distance, right? So again, Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction, when a current carrying conductor placed in a magnetic field, placed in a circular magnetic field, experience a force. How will you get this rotating magnetic field? Supply is given to the primary side. Okay, 3-phase supply we are giving. When supply we are giving, that is voltage, current will flow through the stator armature winding or stator field winding. When stator field winding carries a current, what happens? Induces magnetic field. That magnetic field speed is Ns is equal to 120 F by P, this magnetic field. Okay. When the bar conductor is present in the rotor, that bar conductor cuts the rotating magnetic field, what happens? That rotor bar conductor carries a current, what happens? Produces circular magnetic field. Everybody knows, right? When a conductor carries a current, produces circular magnetic field according to corkscrew rule. And here there is a main magnetic field and this circular magnetic field. So what happens? The conductor start moving from north pole to south pole or south pole to north pole, just rotation, like same speed of the rotating magnetic field, this conductors also start rotating. So what happens? The conductor will start moving. How it will be moving? The next question. It's like a stretching of rubber. North pole, south pole will be there. South pole will attract north pole, or north pole to north pole, if it is present, it will push or pull out. So that conductor moves high flux density to low flux density. That's why the induction motor like free to rotate in the path, specified path. That's why it is called as a induction motor, right? So this is the working principle. Okay, so you can draw more number of diagrams, because here only 3 diagrams are present. You can draw another one diagram also, how the conductor moves, right? So this is a principle of operation. See, supply we are giving. This is don't confuse. Okay, don't confuse. This is stator. This one is rotor bar conductor. Here just to assume there is a complete rotor will be there. Okay, same here also rotor will be there. Rotor will be there. Okay, rotor bar conductor is present. So this is how the principle and operation of induction motor operates. Thank you. Next we'll see constructional part, and also in construction part over, next we'll see rotating magnetic field, starter, delta starter, and also slip and its significance. Okay, thank you so much.